Chosen ones. Sometimes people don't realize what they have until it's too late. The person you trusted, the one you opened your heart to, thought they had the power. They believed they could manipulate you, control the situation, and still keep you around. They thought that no matter how much they pushed, no matter how many lies they told, you would always stay. But what they didn't realize was that their actions weren't just temporary mistakes. They were breaking something fragile and important. They were destroying the connection you had with them, pushing you further away. And it wasn't until you made the decision to walk away, to choose yourself over their destructive behavior, that they finally understood how much they truly loved you. But by then, it was too late. Walking away wasn't just a step, it was your growth, your self-respect, your power. The destruction didn't happen overnight. It began slowly, with seemingly harmless little actions. The lies they told were subtle at first, small fabrications designed to avoid confrontation. You might have excused it at the beginning, thinking that everyone makes mistakes, that everyone deserves a second chance. But these lies began to pile up. With each new deception, trust was eroded, and soon you found yourself questioning everything they said, wondering if there was any truth left in their words. It wasn't just the lies, though. The manipulation became a regular part of your relationship, creeping in like a shadow. They would twist your words, make you feel guilty for expressing your feelings, and shift the blame onto you whenever problems arose. Over time, you began to doubt yourself, to question your own reality. It's a cruel game they played, making you feel like you were the unreasonable one when all you wanted was honesty, respect, and love. They took advantage of your kindness, manipulating your emotions to keep you tethered to them, all while acting like they were doing you a favor. You gave them everything. You showed up day after day, offering them loyalty, compassion, and understanding. But no matter how much you gave, it was never enough for them. They treated you like an afterthought, like someone who would always be there no matter how badly they behaved. They didn't value the connection you shared because they thought you were never going to leave. They didn't realize that every time they crossed a boundary, every time they manipulated your emotions, they were pulling you further and further away. You tried to set boundaries, to express your needs and feelings. But each time, they would brush you off, ignore your pain, and act like your emotions didn't matter. It was as if your voice didn't exist in the relationship. And that's the hardest part. You weren't just dealing with lies and manipulation. You were dealing with someone who didn't even care enough to listen, to acknowledge your pain, to respect your boundaries. Each ignored plea, each dismissed concern was a nail in the coffin of the relationship. This person took you for granted. They assumed you would always be there, no matter what they did. They believed their actions wouldn't have consequences, because you had stayed through so much already. They grew comfortable in their behavior, thinking they could hurt you, manipulate you, and you would still be there, offering your love and support. They never thought they would lose you, and that was their biggest mistake. They didn't understand that love is not an endless resource, and once it's gone, it's hard to regain. The emotional trauma they caused wasn't just about the lies or the manipulation. It was about the slow erosion of your trust, your sense of self. Each lie made you doubt them more, but each act of manipulation made you doubt yourself. You started to wonder if you were the problem, if you were too sensitive, too demanding. But in reality, you were simply asking for what you deserved: honesty, respect, and love. The destruction of the connection wasn't an accident. It was the result of their repeated actions, their disregard for your feelings, and their failure to see your worth. By the time they realized what they had done, it was too late. The connection had already been destroyed piece by piece over time. And the hardest part is, they never truly saw it happening. They were too focused on their own desires, their own control, to realize they were breaking something beautiful. By the time they woke up to what they had, you were already gone. Walking away is one of the hardest things to do when you still care about someone. There was a time when you would have done anything to make it work. You tried everything: communication, patience, forgiveness. But there comes a moment when you realize that none of it will change the situation. You loved deeply, But love alone wasn't enough to fix what was broken. And that's when the realization hit you. To save yourself, you had to walk away. It wasn't an easy decision. You wrestled with it for a long time, caught between the hope that things would change and the painful truth that they never would. Every time you thought about leaving, your heart ached. You didn't want to give up on them, on the connection you had once cherished. But staying any longer would have meant sacrificing yourself, your peace, and your self-respect. And you couldn't do that anymore. Walking away wasn't just a choice. It was an act of self-love. In that moment, you reclaimed your power. You took a stand for yourself, for your worth. It wasn't easy, but it was necessary. The strength it takes to walk away from someone you love, from a relationship you invested so much in, is immense. But you did it. You chose yourself. And that is the most powerful decision you could have made. It wasn't just about leaving them behind. It was about leaving behind the pain, the lies, the manipulation, and everything that was holding you back from being your true self. Walking away isn't just about ending a relationship. It's about starting a new chapter in your life. It's about rediscovering who you are, outside of the pain and the toxicity. It's about healing, growing, and learning to love yourself again. When you walked away, you took the first step toward freedom. Freedom from the emotional turmoil, from the constant doubt and fear. You stepped into your power, and that is something no one can take away from you. You didn't just leave a toxic relationship. You broke free from the chains that were keeping you stuck in a cycle of hurt and manipulation. You showed yourself, and the world, that you are worthy of more. You deserve to be with someone who loves and respects you, someone who values your worth and treats you with kindness. By walking away, you sent a powerful message. You will no longer settle for anything less than you deserve. There's a sense of liberation that comes with walking away. It's a quiet strength, a peaceful resolve that comes from knowing you did the right thing. It may hurt at first, but that pain is temporary. What lasts is the freedom you gain, the self-respect you reclaim, and the power you hold in your hands. You are no longer at the mercy of someone who didn't value you. You are free to create the life and the love you deserve. Walking away was the turning point. It was the moment you chose yourself, your peace, your happiness. And that is the most powerful decision you could have made. You may not have realized it at the time, but in walking away, you changed your life for the better. You stepped into your power, and nothing can take that away from you. And if stepping into your power feels like liberation, then you need to know there's a place built just for you. The Obsidian Inner Order, created in partnership with Astral Atom, is where chosen ones like you come together to fuel that power and rise even higher. This isn't just some surface-level community. This is where the real transformation happens. You've already walked away from what no longer serves you. Now it's time to step into a place where your energy is celebrated, amplified, and connected with others who are walking the same path. Inside the Inner Order, we don't waste time with fluffy, feel-good nonsense. We're cutting straight to the heart of what you need to ascend, and we're handing it to you in the form of exclusive access to modern manifestation mechanics, the #1 guide for chosen ones to manifest their dream life. This is the truth they don't want you to know, the knowledge that no one else is giving you, because they fear what happens when people like you start breaking free faster than they can keep up. We're not here to play small, and neither are you. But here's where it gets even better. The Obsidian Inner Order is a place where you'll be surrounded by other chosen ones, powerful souls who've also broken free, who know their worth and are done with the cycles of manipulation. This is your community, your home, where you're not just another voice in the crowd. You're part of a movement that's rising in strength, and together, we're unstoppable. And for those ready to connect deeper, you'll gain direct access to the creators behind both Obsidian and Astral Atom. You'll get exclusive, uncensored content we can't put on YouTube, because the truth we're sharing is too powerful for the algorithm. The link to join is in the description. Step into the Inner Order now. Claim your place among the chosen ones, and let's rise together. The forces that tried to hold you down, They'll have no choice but to watch as we ascend beyond their reach. It's a painful irony, isn't it? The moment you're gone, that's when they finally wake up to what they lost. It's only when you're no longer there, no longer answering their calls, no longer offering your love and support, that they finally realize what you meant to them. But by then, it's too late. They took too long to understand, to appreciate you, and now they have to live with the regret of losing you. They thought they had all the time in the world. They thought they could treat you however they wanted, and that you would always be there. But now, in the silence, in the space you left behind, they realize just how wrong they were. Every moment they spent lying, manipulating, and pushing you away is now replaying in their mind, and they're haunted by it. They're haunted by the realization that they destroyed something beautiful, something real, and they have no one to blame but themselves. They're filled with regret, but it's too late. Regret is a heavy burden, but it's one they now have to carry. They think about all the times they could have treated you better, all the chances they had to make things right. But those moments are gone. You gave them enough chances. You gave them more than enough time to change, to see your worth, but they never did. And now, they're left with nothing but the memories of what could have been. What's even harder for them to face is the knowledge that they destroyed something they can never get back. They know now that they loved you, that they needed you, but they also know that their actions caused irreparable damage. They're left with the bitter taste of regret, knowing that their behavior pushed you away for good. They can't undo what's been done, and that realization is crushing for them. They might reach out to you, trying to fix things, trying to make amends. But deep down, they know it's too late. They know they've lost you, and that's a reality they'll have to face. They will try to rationalize their actions, to find excuses for why they behaved the way they did. But none of that will change the fact that they destroyed the connection. It's gone, and they have to live with that. Their realization comes too late, but it's a necessary part of their journey. They need to understand the consequences of their actions, to feel the pain of losing something they once took for granted. It's their lesson to learn, and it's a hard one. But it's not your responsibility to fix it for them. You've already done enough. You gave them everything, and they wasted it. Now they must live with that loss. There's no going back. Once trust is broken, once the connection is destroyed, it's nearly impossible to rebuild. They may regret their actions now, but that regret won't change the past. It won't bring back the love, the trust, the connection that was once there. They'll have to carry that regret with them, knowing that they destroyed something they can never get back. After enduring so much pain, it's natural to feel numb. When someone you trusted repeatedly lies, manipulates, and betrays you, it leaves a deep wound. And sometimes, that wound causes you to shut down emotionally. It's a form of self-protection, a way to shield yourself from further hurt. But this emotional numbness, while protective, can also block you from feeling joy, love, and connection in the future. When you've been hurt so deeply, it's easy to close off your heart. You start to build walls around your emotions, thinking that if you don't feel anything, you can't be hurt again. It's a survival mechanism, one that many people use after going through trauma. But while those walls may protect you in the short term, they also keep you from fully healing. Emotional numbness is not a permanent solution. It's a sign that there's still pain beneath the surface that needs to be addressed. Your heart chakra, the center of your emotional energy, can become blocked after experiencing such deep emotional trauma. When this happens, it feels like you can't give or receive love. You may feel disconnected from others, even from yourself. But healing the heart chakra is possible. It begins with self-love, with allowing yourself to feel the pain you've been avoiding. You have to give yourself permission to grieve, to mourn the loss of the relationship, and to release the emotional weight you've been carrying. Healing doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, and it requires patience and compassion for yourself. You've been through a lot, and it's okay to take the time you need to heal. One of the first steps in that healing process is acknowledging the pain you've been through. It's important to validate your feelings, to understand that what you experienced was real and that it's okay to feel hurt. Healing begins when you stop pushing those feelings away and start accepting them. As you begin to heal, you'll start to feel your emotional energy returning. The numbness will begin to fade, and you'll start to reconnect with your feelings. It may be uncomfortable at first, but allowing yourself to feel again is an essential part of the healing process. You can't heal if you're constantly shutting down your emotions. By opening up to your feelings, even the painful ones, you begin to release the trauma that's been holding you back. Focusing on self-love is key to healing. You've spent so much time giving love to someone who didn't deserve it, and now it's time to give that love to yourself. Take care of yourself, both physically and emotionally. Surround yourself with people who uplift and support you. Engage in activities that bring you joy and help you reconnect with your sense of self. Healing is not just about moving on from the past. It's about rediscovering who you are and what makes you feel alive. Healing from emotional trauma is a journey, and it's okay to take it one step at a time. As you heal, you'll start to feel more open, more connected, and more ready to receive the love you truly deserve. The numbness will lift, and in its place, you'll find a deeper understanding of yourself and a renewed sense of emotional clarity. You're on the path to healing, and every step you take brings you closer to the love and peace you've been seeking. Now that they've realized what they lost, they'll try to come back. It's almost inevitable. They'll tell you they've changed, that they finally understand how much you mean to them. They'll promise you the world, saying all the right things to make you reconsider. But you have to remember, their actions speak louder than their words, and their actions already caused too much damage. It's tempting to believe them. After all, a part of you might still care about them, still remember the good times, still hope that maybe, just maybe, things could be different this time. But you have to ask yourself, have they really changed? Or are they just saying what you want to hear? It's easy for them to make promises now, but change takes more than words. It takes action, and most importantly, time. The familiar pull of the past can be strong. You shared memories, you shared love, and it's hard to let go of that. But going back would only bring more pain. The same problems that existed before will still be there. The trust that was broken won't magically be repaired just because they realized they made a mistake. Going back would mean reopening old wounds, putting yourself in the same situation that hurt you so deeply in the first place. You have to remember why you left. You walked away for a reason. You chose yourself, your peace, your happiness over the toxic cycle you were stuck in. Don't let the temptation of familiarity pull you back into something that no longer serves you. It's easy to fall back into old patterns, but you've grown beyond that. You've done the hard work of walking away, and going back would only undo the progress you've made. They may try to convince you that things will be different this time, that they've learned their lesson. But the truth is, their actions already spoke volumes. They had their chance, and they chose to lie, manipulate, and take you for granted. Trust doesn't come back so easily, and neither does the love they destroyed. You've already given them more chances than they deserved. Now it's time to move forward, not backward. You deserve better than someone who only realizes your worth after they've lost you. You deserve someone who values you from the beginning, who treats you with respect and love every step of the way. Don't let the temptation to return to what's familiar blind you to the fact that you've outgrown that relationship. You've learned, you've healed, and you've moved on. Going back would only keep you stuck in a cycle of pain and disappointment. Resist the temptation. Trust in the decision you made when you walked away. You left for a reason, and that reason still stands. You're on a path to something better, something healthier, something that truly aligns with who you are and what you deserve. Don't look back. Keep moving forward because the best is yet to come. When you walked away, you didn't just leave behind a toxic relationship. You made room for something better. You cleared space in your life for the love and happiness you truly deserve. Now is the time to focus on manifesting the kind of relationship that aligns with who you are, with your values, and with your newfound sense of self-worth. You've learned so much from this painful experience. You now know what you want and, more importantly, what you don't want in a relationship. You won't settle for lies, manipulation, or disrespect anymore. You're ready for something deeper, something real. And by walking away from what no longer served you, you've opened yourself up to attract exactly that. Manifesting something better begins with self-love. When you truly love and respect yourself, you set the standard for how others should treat you. You no longer tolerate disrespect or dishonesty. You no longer settle for less than you deserve. Instead, you attract people who are aligned with your energy, who value you for who you are, and who are ready to offer the kind of love and connection that nourishes your soul. This time you won't have to beg for love, for attention, or for respect. The right person will give it freely, because they'll see your worth from the very beginning. They won't need to lose you to realize they love you. They'll know it from the start. And that's the kind of relationship you deserve. One where love is given openly, where trust is built and honored, and where you can grow together without fear of betrayal or manipulation. Walking away wasn't just an ending, it was a new beginning. You've grown so much from this experience, and now you're ready to manifest something better. You're ready for a love that uplifts you, that respects your boundaries, and that aligns with your true values. This time you're attracting someone who is emotionally healed, who is ready for a deep, meaningful connection, and who understands what it means to truly love. The universe responds to the energy you put out. By walking away from toxicity, you've signaled to the universe that you're ready for something more. You've shown that you value yourself, that you're willing to let go of what no longer serves you, and that you're open to receiving the love you deserve. Trust that the universe is guiding you towards something better, something that will bring you joy, peace, and fulfillment. You've done the hard work of healing, of letting go, and of walking away. Now it's time to focus on what's ahead. Trust that the right person is out there, someone who will love and respect you the way you've always deserved. Keep your heart open, and don't settle for anything less than the love you know you're worthy of. You're manifesting something better, and it's coming. Now that they've lost you, their regret will become part of their personal lesson. This is their karma, their consequence for the way they treated you. The universe has a way of balancing things, and now it's their turn to face the weight of their actions. They're going to have to sit with the reality of what they've done, and that realization is going to be painful for them. They're now forced to confront the fact that they had something special, something rare, and they destroyed it. This is a lesson they need to learn, and it's not your responsibility to fix it for them. You've already given them more than enough chances. Now they have to live with the knowledge that their behavior pushed you away, and that they'll never get you back. This regret is part of their growth, part of their karmic journey, and it's a lesson they need to learn on their own. There's a certain justice in watching someone who hurt you come to realize the magnitude of their mistake. They thought they could treat you however they wanted, but now they're the ones left to pick up the pieces of their broken actions, and that's part of their lesson. They need to understand that actions have consequences, and in this case, the consequence is losing you for good. They may try to reach out, to apologize, to make things right, but deep down, they know that it's too late. They know that the connection has been destroyed, and that their regret won't bring it back. This is a hard lesson for them to learn, but it's a necessary one. They need to understand that love isn't something to be taken for granted, and that when you cross too many boundaries, there's no coming back. This regret they're feeling, it's their karmic lesson, and it's not your burden to carry. You've done your part. You gave them love, patience, and forgiveness, and they squandered it. Now, they're left with the consequences of their actions, and that's something they have to deal with on their own. Let them learn their lesson, because it's not your responsibility to teach it to them. In time, they will come to realize that losing you was the greatest mistake of their life. But by then, you'll have moved on, healed, and found something better. Their regret will be their constant companion, but it won't be yours. You've already moved forward, and now it's their turn to grow from this experience. Let them live with their choices, because you've already made yours. Their regret is part of their journey, just as healing is part of yours. You've both learned lessons from this experience, but yours is one of empowerment, of self-love, and of growth. Theirs is one of loss, of realizing too late what they had, and that's okay. You're on separate paths now, and their regret will serve as a reminder of the consequences of their actions. But you're free to move forward, free to heal, and free to create a life filled with the love and respect you deserve. You made the right choice by walking away. It wasn't just about leaving a toxic relationship. It was about choosing yourself, your peace, and your future. This was part of your divine path, a necessary step in your journey to becoming the strong, empowered person you are now. As you continue to heal, remember that you are moving towards better, more fulfilling connections. The love and respect you deserve are waiting for you, and you should never feel guilty for moving on. Keep focusing on your healing and self-love journey because the best is yet to come. Share your experiences in the comments below. Let's create a space where others going through the same situation can feel supported and understood.